The day most people get a raise, they spend it. Not on investments, not on freedom, on a newer car, a bigger apartment, a better phone. They call it progress. The wealthy call it the trap. If you are watching this, you already think differently. Most people scroll past this kind of question. You stopped. That tells me something about where you are headed. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 specific reasons the wealthy do not upgrade their lifestyle when their income rises, not because they cannot afford to, because they understand something most people never do. By the time we reach number 7, the way you see your own spending will never be the same. Here is what most people get wrong about wealth. They think rich people live like rich people. They imagine the mansion, the car, the watch, the vacation. And some do, but the ones building real, lasting wealth, they look surprisingly ordinary. A study by Ramsey Solutions found that 80% of millionaires in America live in houses worth under $300,000. They drive used cars, they clip coupons, they cook at home. This is not poverty. This is strategy. And it is the most misunderstood strategy in personal finance. Because the lifestyle upgrade is not just expensive. It is a permanent tax on every dollar you earn from that point forward. Here is exactly how that tax works and why the wealthy refuse to pay it. Number 1. Lifestyle creep is a compounding trap. Most people understand compound interest when it works for them. Put money in. Wait. Watch it grow. What they do not understand is that compound interest works against them just as ruthlessly. Every time you upgrade your lifestyle, you raise your floor. Your minimum monthly cost of existing goes up, and it almost never comes back down. A $200 car payment becomes a $400 one. A $1,000 apartment becomes a $2,000 one. A simple phone plan becomes a premium family plan. Each upgrade feels small. Together, they are enormous. Picture 2 people who both receive a $10,000 raise. Person A upgrades immediately. New car, new apartment, nicer dinners. Their expenses rise by $8,000 a year. They feel richer. They are not. Person B keeps their life exactly the same. They invest $9,000 of that raise every single year. At 7% average return over 20 years, Person B has accumulated over $400,000. Person A has a nicer car that is worth nothing. The wealthy understand this because they have seen it happen. Lifestyle creep does not feel like a trap. It feels like a reward. That is what makes it dangerous. The raise was real. The wealth it could have built was realer. Number 2. The rich buy assets before they buy upgrades. There is an order of operations the wealthy follow. It is not complicated, but almost nobody does it. Before they spend on lifestyle, they spend on assets. An asset is anything that produces income or grows in value. A bigger apartment is not an asset. It is an expense with a view. A nicer car is not an asset. It is a depreciating liability with leather seats. Real estate that generates rent. Index funds that compound. A business that produces cash flow. These are assets. The wealthy ask one question before any major purchase. Does this put money into my pocket or take it out? If it takes money out, it is a liability. And they do not upgrade their liabilities until their assets are large enough to pay for those upgrades automatically. Imagine 2 people earning the same income. One buys a new car the moment they can afford the payment. The other invests that same payment amount for 3 years first, then buys the car in cash from the growth. Same car, completely different financial position. The wealthy do not deny themselves. They delay themselves until the timing actually makes sense. Patience is not a personality trait. It is a wealth strategy. Here is where it gets uncomfortable. Most people reading this know they do this. They justify the upgrade. They tell themselves they deserve it. And they are right. They do deserve good things. But deserving something and it being financially wise are not the same thing. The wealthy figured that out early. Number 3, their identity is not attached to their possessions. This one goes deeper than money. The reason most people upgrade their lifestyle when income rises is not because they need to. It is because they feel like they are supposed to. A promotion should look like something. A raise should be visible. Success should be on display. This is identity spending, and it is one of the most expensive habits a person can develop. The wealthy have a different relationship with their possessions. They do not use their car to tell people who they are. They do not use their address to signal their status. They are not performing wealth, they are building it. Think about what identity spending actually costs. If you spend $500 a month on things that signal your success, rather than build it, that is $6,000 a year. Over 10 years at 7% invested instead, that is $83,000. You paid $83,000 to look successful. The wealthy paid nothing because they did not need to look anything. Their wealth is not on their wrist. It is in their accounts. Status is rented. Wealth is owned. Number 4, they understand what a monthly payment really costs. Here is a number most people never calculate. A $500 monthly payment over 5 years is not $3,000 a year. It is $30,000 out of your pocket, plus interest, plus insurance, plus the opportunity cost of what that money could have compounded into. A $500 monthly investment at 7%. Over 30 years becomes over $500,000. That same $500 spent on a car payment, worth nothing. The car is gone. The money is gone. The wealthy see monthly payments differently than most people. They do not see affordability. They see total cost over time. And when you calculate total cost over time, almost every lifestyle upgrade becomes far more expensive than the price tag suggests. This is why the wealthy are often driving paid-off older cars, not because they cannot afford new ones, because they can see the math that other people choose not to look at. The sticker price is a lie. The total cost is the truth. Number 5, they protect their margin. Margin is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Margin is freedom. Margin is the ability to say no to a bad job opportunity. Margin is the ability to weather a job loss without panic. Margin is the fuel for every investment, every business, every emergency fund that keeps you from going back into debt. Every time you upgrade your lifestyle, you shrink your margin. And most people do not realize how small their margin already is. 40% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. Not because they earn too little, because their margin has been slowly consumed by lifestyle. The wealthy protect their margin obsessively, not because they are afraid of spending, because they know what margin makes possible. A person with wide margin can take risks, can invest when prices drop, can leave bad situations, can build something from scratch. A person with zero margin cannot do any of that. They are stuck, dependent, one emergency away from crisis. Margin is not what is left over. Margin is what makes every other financial move possible. What we are covering right now goes deeper than most people ever discover on their own. Everything beyond this point, the strategies, the systems, the actual numbers, we go further inside the Luxona vault. Link is below if you want in. Now let us keep going. Number 6. They know the hedonic treadmill never stops. There is a concept in behavioral economics called hedonic adaptation. It means this: humans return to a baseline level of happiness, regardless of what they acquire. You get the new car. You feel great for about 3 months. Then it is just your car. You get the bigger apartment, you love it, for about 6 months. Then, it is just where you live. The upgrade becomes the new normal. And the new normal always starts to feel ordinary. So you want to upgrade again. This is the hedonic treadmill. You keep walking. You never arrive. The wealthy are not immune to this feeling. They simply refuse to let the feeling make their financial decisions. They have learned, usually through experience or observation, that the thrill of the upgrade is temporary. But the cost of the upgrade is permanent. So they ask a harder question before every major purchase. In 1 year, will this still feel worth it? Or will it just be another thing I have stopped noticing? Most lifestyle upgrades fail that test immediately. The wealthy notice. Most people do not. The thrill is real. The math does not care about the thrill. Drop in the comments which one of these reasons hit closest to your own situation. I want to know where you are in this process. Number 7. The upgrade signals arrival. Wealth requires the opposite. This is the hardest one to accept. The lifestyle upgrade is a signal. It says, I have made it. I am here. This is who I am now. But wealth does not work the way arrival works. Wealth is not a destination you reach and then stop moving. Wealth is a direction you keep moving in. The moment you signal arrival, you stop building. You shift your money from growth to display. You shift your energy from discipline to comfort. And comfort, while it feels like a reward, is often the beginning of stagnation. Think about the most quietly wealthy people you have ever encountered. The ones who do not look the part. The neighbor who drives a 10-year-old car and lives in the same house they bought 30 years ago. The one who, when they finally pass, leaves behind a net worth. That shocks everyone who thought they knew them. They were not building toward a display. They were building toward freedom. And freedom does not have a look. It has a number, in an account, working for you while you sleep. The wealthy are not waiting to arrive. They already know where they are going, and the upgrade would slow them down. The greatest flex is not what you drive. It is what your money is doing while you sleep. But here is what none of this is really about. It is not about the car. It is not about the apartment. It is not even about the money. The upgrade, at its core, is about identity. Most people upgrade their lifestyle because they want to feel like the version of themselves they believe success creates. They want to look like they made it. They want to feel like they made it. But the wealthy already feel like who they are. They do not need the possession to confirm the identity. And that shift, that single internal shift, is the difference between building wealth and performing it. The system is not keeping most people broke. The belief that wealth must be visible is keeping them broke. And that belief is sold to you every single day. By advertising, by social media, by the culture around you. The product is not the car. The product is the feeling the car is supposed to give you. And most people pay for that feeling their entire lives and never actually feel it. The wealthy stopped paying for it early. They chose the real thing over the feeling of the thing. That is not discipline. That is clarity. Wealth is not built by earning more. It is built by seeing more clearly. If you made it to this point, you are already in the minority of people willing to question what success is supposed to look like. The next video takes this further. Wealth is not loud. It is patient. It is disciplined. It is built daily. It does not need an audience. It just needs time. Welcome to Luxona, where millionaires are made.